I've been into anime since I was a little ass kid, man. I remember when I was around, I want to say maybe about 7 years old, when I first had seen Dragon Ball Z. My earliest memory of Dragon Ball Z is when Imperfect Cell was going around the city sucking up people and Piccolo goes to fight him. That was one of my earliest memories of anime. And I've liked anime literally since I was a little kid, even before I even knew what anime was. Like, for example, next to Dragon Ball Z was Pokemon. Pokemon, I was really into. I'm still into Pokemon. I dream about it sometimes. It's something that is very near and dear to my heart that I will always like and always constantly think about. And it will always just be kind of sitting on the side of my heart. It always will. It's one of those things that just will never go away. My obsession with it is is endless. It's immortal. Like, I'll be thinking about it probably when I'm dead and gone in the grave. I still will be thinking about the newest and latest Pokemon game. And, you know, next to Pokemon was Sonic X. Sonic X was an anime, and I didn't even know it was an anime. Like, the thing was, is back when I was young, a lot of these anime shows, I just thought they were just like weird looking cartoons. I always thought they were just really detailed cartoons, but I constantly used to watch them all the time. And I used to watch shows that were inspired by anime as well, like Kappa Mikey on Nicktoons Network. I used to watch Teen Titans, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Legend of Korra when I was a little bit older. But the main ones that I had watched when I was a kid over the years was Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Sonic X, the Four Kids One Piece on the Fox box. And another anime inspired show was the Winx Club. I remember I used to watch that as a kid too. It used to come on the Fox box. And I also watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was one of my favorites. I was obsessed with that show as a kid too. I'm gonna make a video on that. Though you guys just wait. I'm gonna make a video on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because there's so much I could say about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles inspires my life and now. Because I watched so many different versions of it. Um, but yeah, I've been watching anime since I was young, and even another earlier one that I remember watching was Digimon. Digimon was a weird anime show, bro, because the only way I could usually watch it was either on Comcast On Demand if they had it, or I would watch it on Toon Disney at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I remember doing that multiple times back when I was around like 8 or 9 years old. I remember I was at my grandma's house as a little kid and I would literally wait to watch it at 3 o'clock in the morning on Toon Disney before it was Disney XD. This is how you know I'm hella old. And even later on Disney XD, I watched Naruto Shippuden. And apparently Naruto was on Toon Disney on Jetix, but I never seen it on there. But it was apparently on there because they even have like an intro for it. And I've met a few people that used to watch it on there. But I think it's like, it depends on the localization and where you live and whatnot. That's what shows will show up is the ones that they have the licensing for. So certain Jetix had that, and there were some Jetix that had Sonic X on them. I never seen Sonic on Jetix, but apparently it was on there in different countries. And Naruto was on there in different countries. I never seen neither one of those on my Jetix. On my Jetix, I remember, what was it? Super Robot Monkey Team, Hyperforce Go. That was my show. On my Toon Disney, I remember Gargoyles used to come on at like 12:30 at night. I always wondered why Digimon came on at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, why did it come on so damn late? 3 o'clock in the morning, my nigga. Like y'all had the licensing for it, and you put it on 3 o'clock in the morning. And Disney and Digimon was super popular, at the time. So I always wondered why they did that. Um, I'm trying to remember. I believe Digimon was also on Kids WB, but I'm not 100% sure. That's one I'm kind of fuzzy on. I think it was on Kids WB. Because Kids WB had shows like Recess, um, Teen Titans, Pokemon, the first season of Johnny Test, before it moved to Cartoon Network, and before Recess moved to Toon Disney and Disney Channel at night. Disney East and West, if you had DirecTV, you could watch Recess on Disney East and West, and you could watch Recess on Toon Disney. It was on all four channels at one time. And then there was also Yu-Gi-Oh on the Fox box, but Yu-Gi-Oh also came on Cartoon Network. But every time I watched the OG Yu-Gi-Oh, it was always on the Fox box and the CW for kids. And then I remember watching Yu-Gi-Oh GX on Cartoon Network. Yu-Gi-Oh GX was the shit. I ain't gonna lie, I love Yu-Gi-Oh GX. But yeah, the ones I remember the most was Pokemon, Digimon, and I even remember watching Pokemon at my grandma's house at like, since it was on DirecTV, it was like it would come on at weird times. So what I would do is DirecTV had this little reminder thing where you could remind it to go to the channel when you wanted to watch a show. So what I would do is I put the reminder on because Pokemon would come on at like 2 o'clock in the morning, bro. Like 1:30 to 2 o'clock in the morning. So I put the little reminder on. I would leave the TV on, and then I would go to sleep in front of the TV. And it was weird. I don't know how it happened, but somehow I was able to always wake up when the episode was coming on. I don't know. There was like some kind of sixth sense that God hooked me up with, where I always would wake up when the episode would come on. But yeah, when you have Cartoon Network on DirecTV, it's like 3 hours fast or something like that. It's like 3 or 4 hours ahead. So instead of the show coming on at like 7:30, it would come on at like I said, like 2:30, 3:30, like around that time. So I had to do it like that at night when I was literally like 11 or 12. And this is when Diamond and Pearl was out. So I was always watching new episodes of Diamond and Pearl and Pokemon Galactic Battles at the time. And I can't remember. I remember one of the episodes had like Apom in it. Um, but yeah, bro, I used to do that constantly all the time. But at my grandma's house, that's really when I watched a lot of my anime and a lot of my early cartoons. Like, I remember watching Nicktoons Network. Nicktoons Network is one of the best channels, bro. I love that channel. I don't know if it's still around, even though I remember seeing it a couple of years ago when I went to the airport. I seen the channel, but it's weird because when I would go on like DirecTV, like I had a friend who had DirecTV, and I would try to go on there to find it. I could not find the channel. It's so freaking weird. It's like the channel like disappeared, but it is around. I guess you have to like pay for it or whatever for it to pop up or something. Cause yeah, it was weird. I remember trying to look for it and couldn't find it. But yeah, man. I remember watching on there. There were so many channels. There were so many shows that came on there. Dragon Ball Z Kai came on Nicktoons Network. I used to watch Dragon Ball Z Kai on there. And I used to watch Dragon Ball Z Kai on the CW for kids because it was like one of the last shows that they showed on the CW for kids. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Back to the Sewers, which is the series that's after Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fast Forward. But I never really watched Back to the Sewers that much. I used to watch Fast Forward though when I was a kid, bro. That was my shit. Like right next to Sonic X was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fast Forward. That was really my shit. When they went to the future, that show went stupid crazy. That was my shit, bro. But yeah, I remember on Nicktoons Network, I remember watching Martin Mystery. Nobody remembers Martin Mystery. They remember Totally Spies, but they don't remember Martin Mystery. But Martin Mystery was like an anime inspired show too. And I used to love Martin Mystery, bro. When that shit used to come on, I was hyped. It used to come on at like 11:30 at night or 10:30. It was either 10:30 or 11:30. And I used to watch that shit. And then Invader Zim used to come on at like 12:30 at night too. That was my shit, bro. That was my shit. I used to freaking love Invader Zim, bro. What else, bro? The X's. I used to watch the X's on there too. That was my shit too. The X's is so underrated, bro. I know I'm talking about shows that ain't anime, but these are some of my favorite shows, like next to anime. Um, and some of the shows are like inspired by anime. Like Martin Mystery kind of looks like an anime. Totally Spies kind of looks like an anime. But yeah, it was really stuff like Sonic X, Pokemon, Digimon, Beyblade. I remember I used to have the Beyblade toys. Man, I used to have like the little Beyblades. I only had like one of them though. I think I only had like one or two of them because they were expensive back in the day. And it was funny because I had this one black friend, rest in peace, he's dead now. But I used to have this one black friend when I was young. And it was like, I remember going to his house and there was a place called like Denials where you can get like this fake stuff. It's like an outdoor Mexican farmer's market kind of thing. And I always loved those. And it was like he had like fake Beyblades. Like he had this one Beyblade that was like hella big. Like that shit was like 5 times bigger than a normal Beyblade. It was like the size of like a computer mouse. It was hella big. And it was orange and it was shiny. And I remember he had that, and then he also actually had like the Beyblade Battle Arena shit. And I remember me and him used to play that shit all the time, bro. That shit was fun as fuck, bro. So that's one of my memories, Beyblade. And there was also Bakugan when I was a little older, when I was like 13, 14, 15. Bakugan was around. And I remember I had this one friend. He was like this fat dude. He was a Virgo, and he's this fat dude when I was in 8th grade. And he was like obsessed with Bakugan, bro. And he used to talk about it all the time, bro. It was funny because he was all obsessed with it, but I never seen him with any Bakugan. But I actually had like a collection of them because I was really into them. I thought they looked really cool. I like the fact that they look kind of like marbles, and they're like marbles that turn into creatures. Like that's just cool. Just the concept of that was cool. And like I said, I just always loved how they looked, and I always loved the Dragonoid ones. Like the ones that look like dragons were always my favorite ones. But I remember I had maybe like 4 or 5 of them. And yeah, man. I had a couple of friends who were into him. Like I had a white homie who was, when I was 14, he was really into him too. Yeah, man. Bakugan was some fun shit too. I ain't gonna lie. The anime was good too. Like I like the whole like what is it? The whole plot point, like it was a surprise. Like there was the biggest plot twist when Alice turned out to be Masquerade. Like that was crazy. Like this whole time we thought he was a nigga, but he was actually a girl the whole time. I ain't gonna lie, Bakugan is a good ass anime show, bro. I might go back and watch it again. It gives me like Zatch Bell, Pokemon kind of. It's like a mix of Zatch Bell and Pokemon. It's like and Yu-Gi-Oh. It has like a mysterious vibe because it always has like this dark kind of undertone to it, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh. But it has like that chill vibe of Zatch Bell, kind of, you know. Zatch Bell was another one I watched. Man, Zatch Bell was good. I recently rewatched that one like a couple of months ago. Zatch Bell used to be on Cartoon Network, and that was my shit back in the day. And Bobo was my shit. Those are 2 anime shows that nobody ever talks about. Is Bobo and Zatch Bell. And they really were good too. It's not like they were bad shows by any means. I just think people didn't watch TV as much as I did, which is crazy because I used to think that everybody watched TV as much as me. No, I was a TV ass nigga. I used to watch every cartoon that was on TV, even the ones that were dumb and stupid. I would watch. I was just a cartoon dude. I used to get like a runner's high. I used to get like high off of watching cartoons as a kid, especially stuff like Scooby-Doo, man. You know, there's a lot of TV shows that I remember that I tell people about, and they're like, "Nigga, what are you talking about?" Yeah, man. But of course, just like anybody else, a lot of my cartoons came from Toonami. You know, stuff like Full Metal Alchemist, The Big O, The all the mecha anime such as like Gundam, you know, stuff like that. Cowboy Bebop, you know, all the shows that used to come on Toonami. There was a whole bunch of cartoons that used to come on Toonami. I mean, a whole bunch of cartoons and anime. You know, Inuyasha, Inuyasha used to always come on at like freaking 1 o'clock in the morning, like right on the dot. Sometimes it would come on at 3 o'clock though. They used to move around the shows a lot, and Yu Yu Hakusho used to come on like hella early in the morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning and shit. But yeah, I don't want this video to be too long though. It's already 15 minutes long, so I'm gonna end it here. But like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what cartoons and anime did you watch when you were younger. And what anime got you into anime? You know, which ones, you know, did you enjoy, and which anime did you see when you were a kid but didn't know was anime, but then you later on found out were anime? But thank y'all for watching. Peace and blessings. Take care. Have a good night.